And the point that you just made about Sam Walton, I think great companies are great because the ethos of how the company was founded was probably put in there by the founder.
Yeah.
And there has to be some sustainability to it after the founder is gone.
Yep.
How have you seen the evolution of leadership today, and where do you think we're getting it wrong?
So there's a couple different breakpoints. Number one is in the company itself. When you file your articles of incorporation to start this business that you've got this passion for, the moral company of the business is your moral compass, which is why there are small businesses that rip people off and have really bad reputations and leave the market eventually. But most companies operate with the moral of their founders, their owners, the family that runs it, and they ingrain themselves in the community. What happens though is as you go generationally or a company sells, you lose that. And so I first discovered B Corps in 2010, I think it was. And this was, I used to host a lot of couch surfers using couchsurfing.org. It's kind of like Airbnb, but it's more of a free cultural exchange. It's not. But anyway, they had posted something that they were going to look at trying to become a certified B Corp, but because they wanted to be a nonprofit, but that wasn't going to work. I don't know exactly where they landed with that. But that was the first time I heard the term B Corp, and California was an early adopter to allow the legislation. But I realize now you could structurally build a company and ingrain in that company that you're going to abide by these tenets and this willingness to be audited by a third party. And I was like, okay, well, that solves that. But the next part then is going beyond that. We can solve it for one company, but we haven't worked out how to do it for an industry. And that's kind of where my work is headed now. But I think B Corp certification, and even if everybody doesn't get certified, they are the high watermark of how a company can operate. How I think the founder of B Lab had once said, a company can chew gum and we can chew gum and walk at the same time. And a company can be very profitable and treat its employees well and pay them well and compensate them well. So it's getting back to that and having that legal structure to protect it. When I first got involved with conscious capitalism, I went to one of their summits, and John Mackey had famously, he included B Lab and B Corps in the book Conscious Capitalism, but it was kind of more of a little mention, but you don't really have to do that. You can do it without being a B Corp.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be, after Whole Foods was acquired kind of hostilely by Amazon, I wonder if John Mackey's opinion on B Corp certification might be different today. Because I don't think it was his grand desire to have Amazon purchase Whole Foods. And so I think the B Corp certification, if it didn't protect them, it would have at least gotten to the point of being tested in a court, because that's really, all of this stuff is great, but it's really, when does a company that's a B Corp have a hostile takeover and use the B Corp certification and their legal structure to defend against that takeover? And that's really, I think, going to be an important milestone for the B Corps.
So B Corps have historically provided that democratized framework to incorporate purpose and community and impact in your ops.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest maybe setbacks, maybe that's not the right word, but one of the biggest maybe criticisms, obstacles for adoption, is that it's very hard to identify profit.